Millions of invasive species are destroyed by hunters each year. At night, security in the city and the agricultural economy of the American people were seriously damaged. Why have these invasive species become so dangerous? Firearms are considered the first line of defense against these invasive species. How Americans use guns. At night, when all human activities have stopped, giant invaders, wild boars, appear. They invaded rice fields about to be harvested. They destroyed the largest source of income for American farmers, leaving large gaps everywhere. They gnaw on each rice plant continuously for many hours until their stomachs are full. After enjoying victory in the rice fields, these wild boars invaded the chestnut garden. Hundreds of pounds of chestnuts were scattered on the ground, leaving large footprints everywhere. They loosened soil roots, seriously affecting plant growth. Estimated annual losses reach up to 34 million USD for the agricultural sector, an alarming figure that requires urgent government intervention. Destruction of wild boars not only causes economic damage but also threatens the livelihood of farmers. Farmers must stay up at night to prevent wild boars from returning to rice fields. Due to the increasing number of reports of crop damage, local agencies have issued hunting licenses to control the wild boar population. Hunters also face many difficulties in solving problems because wild boars are very intelligent and adapt quickly. When night comes, the fierce battle breaks out. The wild boars are trying to escape hunter pursuit. The continuous gunfire scared the wild boar and ran towards the forest. The hunting group eliminated 285 wild boars in 30 minutes, demonstrating the effectiveness of modern technology in controlling this pest. Hunting wild boar at night in the United States requires a valid hunting license. The United States government has strict requirements regarding the use of this license. Hunters must comply with state and federal regulations, including participating in safety training courses and understanding relevant hunting laws. The license clearly states the fall and winter wild boar hunting seasons. When hunting wild boar at night in the field, hunters must comply with safety regulations such as wearing protective clothing, using flashlights and night vision devices, and notifying local authorities of hunting plans. This helps prevent unwanted accidents and ensures safety for the hunter and those around him. When the hunt ended, the hunter collected a giant wild boar weighing up to 356 pounds, still holding an ear of corn in its mouth. With utmost concentration and precision, the bullet landed on the pig's weak point, causing it to fall with a loud noise. Their determination and efforts defeated the aggressive wild boars. The use of firearms is one of the most effective means of dealing with invasive feral swine throughout the United States. After the intervention of extreme measures and government support, agriculture was restored. However, the use of guns in real-life conditions can cause controversy and opposition from some groups or individuals concerned about the rights of wildlife. They argue that hunting can cause unnecessary suffering to animals and that other measures are needed to solve the problem. Therefore, the use of guns needs to be carefully considered and regulated scientifically, ensuring that damage to the environment is minimized and that measures to deal with wild boars are equitable. The attack of giant invasive species ends, and Americans must face long-tailed macaques causing trouble in the city. After one night, America's streets became chaotic because of the attack of millions of long-tailed monkeys. Traffic security and the activities of local people are all affected by noise. They suddenly become aggressive and act uncontrollably towards humans. According to verification from local information sources, the main reason is that people do not understand clearly about feeding monkeys. Fast food, soft drinks, and vegetables are foods high in sugar, calories, and fat. Overconsumption causes them to grow and reproduce rapidly, and also causes them to become uncontrollably aggressive. With the increase in incursions of intelligent and agile monkeys into residential areas in the US, countermeasures have become urgent. Because they are animals with good climbing ability. 5 monkeys appeared from the far area, preparing to cross the fence to enter the city in search of food. But the hunter promptly stopped their daring behavior with 19 bullets. Weak points and successfully took down 3 to 4 of them, causing them to fall through the fence and lie motionless on the ground. Under pressure from the monkeys' destruction of the city, hunters carefully prepared with appropriate equipment to conduct the hunt. Using the FX impact gun for close shots and the Hawa 6.5 Creedmoor for long shots, each shot is a declaration of war against their intrusion. With the combination of effective gunners and equipment, hunters defeated each of their attacks. The number of monkeys in the city has decreased by about 40% each year. Community support is important in solving the problem of monkey invasion. For hunters, dealing with invasive monkeys every hunt is an opportunity for them to learn and grow, to preserve natural balance, and to protect local resources. According to a recent report by National Public Radio, Lufkin, a city in East Texas, is struggling with an increase in the number of invasive monkeys. These monkeys are said to have caused significant property damage, endangered public health, and even threatened the safety of people. In some cases, people have been attacked by monkeys, leading to a high risk of infection. Monkey feces are all over the streets, gardens, and amusement parks, causing serious environmental pollution and affecting public health. The wastewater system is also clogged with monkey feces, leading to the risk of disease outbreaks. Are you currently living in an area with invasive monkeys? What the climate and surroundings feel like? Lufkin, Texas, is famous for having the largest wild monkey population in the Americas, attracting millions of tourists each year. However, currently the city is facing a crisis caused by these monkeys. The number of monkeys increased dramatically, up to more than 3.5, and flooded the city, disrupting order and affecting people's lives. They destroy homes and businesses and even threaten human health. In the past, some residents fed monkeys and considered them part of the city's identity. However, the sudden increase in numbers caused the situation to become out of control. Going forward, what is the estimated cost of maintaining the invasive monkey control system in Lufkin, Texas, in USD per year? What is the reason for the increasing monkey invasion? The first reason is that tourists often throw trash indiscriminately and bring food and drinks, creating conditions for monkeys to easily find food. Feeding monkeys, especially food prepared by humans, will stimulate monkey reproduction. At the same time, local authorities need to take measures to deal with invasive monkeys so that they do not come and harass tourists. How do you feel when you are a tourist being harassed by invasive monkeys? Comment number 1 if you feel scared and anxious when being physically impacted by them. The invasive monkey problem in Lufkin, Texas is becoming more serious as the monkeys are frequently seen bathing in water tanks. Lufkin has many public water tanks used to water plants and provide water for outdoor activities. However, some invasive monkeys have discovered these water tanks and consider them an ideal destination for bathing. Some people tried to chase the monkeys out of the water tank, but these monkeys were very smart and agile, making it difficult to chase them away. A final major influence was the act of feeding invasive monkeys by people in the Lufkin area. According to statistics, the amount of waste caused by monkeys in Lufkin increased by 30% compared to before, leading to the risk of disease outbreaks. The number of infections due to living near the monkey invasion area in Lufkin has doubled in the past year. Although local authorities have implemented many propaganda and education measures, many people still lack awareness and continue to feed monkeys. To control invasive monkeys effectively over the long term, close coordination between local authorities, people, and wildlife protection organizations is needed. Don't take your eyes off the screen. The following video shows how to deal with invasive monkeys using traps. Using net traps requires patience and skill with the aim of not harming animals while ensuring safe data collection or taking necessary measures. However, the controversy surrounding wild monkey hunting has always been a big problem. Two opposing views were given. Some people said that this operation was cruel and unnecessary, while the U.S. government asserted that this was a measure to protect property and people's health. Net traps made from polyethylene fibers are cheaper and easier to find than other types of net traps. However, polyethylene fibers have lower durability and are not suitable for use in harsh environments. Therefore, you need to consider when buying this type of trap. Unlike net traps, iron cage traps are made from iron and are painted with a layer of paint on the outside to help preserve the trap for a long time. What is the convenience of this type of iron cage trap? This type of trap can be placed in cities where monkeys are infested. Every time people set a trap, they catch 5 to 10. They are often easily attracted by the bait in the trap. Attractive baits when monkeys approach and try to find food. They will take the opportunity to find a way to get inside and access the corn. The use of traps must also comply with the provisions of the law. Hunters are licensed people who know how to use trap mechanisms, must be knowledgeable about monkey behavior, and also need to be able to handle dangerous situations when the trap is attacked. According to statistics from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, in 2023, more than 3,000 invasive monkeys were caught in cage traps statewide. This number is down about 20% from 2022, when more than 1,200 invasive monkeys were captured. In particular, for the city of Lufkin, more than 1,500 invasive monkeys have been captured in the past 2 years. Don't worry about the problem of invasive monkeys. Local authorities will try to protect the community. Besides, people also use wooden traps, but it will take more time to install, and each time the trap will be less effective than the above 2 methods. So you must learn about the mechanism of action and effectiveness of traps before going hunting. You will wonder how the people of Texas will handle them after monkey traps invade, right? They will take humane actions to ensure animal welfare and policies. Nature reserves will be places for invasive monkeys to freely search for food and not affect the lives of people in the city. Is the Texas farmer's approach to dealing with invasive monkeys the most effective method? In the area where you live, if there is an invasion of monkeys, how do the hunters there deal with it? Please comment and share your solutions below to help the Texas area. Thank you for accompanying me until the end of the video about dealing with invasive species. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to support us. Every year, Australians lose about $200 million due to the impact of invasive foxes. To know the causes leading to the above huge damage, please join me in learning about invasive foxes. Invasive foxes are one of the most harmful animals to Australian ecosystems and agriculture. This fox was introduced to Australia from Europe in the 19th century for hunting purposes. However, they quickly escaped control and became a serious threat to native species and people's farming activities. Foxes breed in the spring from September to November, and each litter can give birth to 3 to 10 cubs. Fox cubs reach maturity after 6 months and can breed when they are 10 months old. The average-sized adult fox is 3.3 feet long, including the tail, and weighs between 8.82 and 22.4 pounds. Foxes are ferocious carnivores. Their food is very diverse. They often invade farm areas, grasslands, and forest edge areas, causing heavy damage to crops and livestock. According to estimates, invasive foxes cause more than $1 billion in damage to Australian agriculture each year. When is the most appropriate time for this species to hunt? Foxes often hunt at night, when the sun rises and while chickens are sleeping. However, red foxes are often afraid of domestic dogs, which are large and aggressive. A dog's barking can scare a fox and make it run away. But controlling red foxes for farmers is a challenge. Because their speed is very fast and the use of domestic dogs only helps to repel invading foxes for a short time. Red foxes in Australia not only cause damage to the agricultural industry, but are also carriers of dangerous diseases, directly threatening human health. Can be transmitted through direct contact with foxes and contaminated food. Every year, red foxes are the cause of hundreds of illnesses in Australia. Controlling invasive fox populations is an important issue for Australian farmers. So what methods have Australians used to deal with invasive foxes? Let's find out with me in the following video. Compared to other methods such as sniping and using hunting dogs, the cost of installing clamp traps will help farmers save more. Clip traps can kill foxes directly, helping to reduce fox numbers quickly and effectively. Clamp traps can be used in many rough or flat terrains because they are small in size and convenient for the user. First of all, Knowing the effectiveness of using traps has prevented the increasing number of invasive foxes. In this video, we will explain to you the process of setting up traps so that foxes are trapped and cannot escape. Invasive fox paw traps are usually made from sturdy metal, commonly steel or aluminum. This material ensures durability, high bearing capacity, and rust resistance to operate effectively in outdoor environments. The trap is designed with two clamp-like metal bars that, when activated, will tighten to hold the fox's legs tightly. After choosing the location, you need to prepare the trap. Using a foot clamp type ensures that it is installed properly and works effectively. Check thoroughly to ensure that the trap is not damaged or not working properly before sending it out to deal with invasive foxes. How long will an Australian fox paw trap last? If you know this information, please comment below. The hunter will use an earth auger to dig 2 holes about 1 square foot in size. One hole to place bait can be chicken eggs, and the other hole to set traps. The bait is placed in the first hole and covered under a layer of screened soil. The second hole will be used to place the leg trap. The clamp head is placed upward, ready to tighten when the fox steps on it. Finally, the trap is set by plunging one end of the trap deep into the ground by connecting it to the trap with a chain about 3 to 4 feet long. Do you still have questions about the trap setting process? Please comment below so we can answer for you. In your opinion, when is the appropriate time to install foot traps and bring the greatest effectiveness? Using invasive fox paw traps at night often brings a higher success rate than during the day, ranging from 50 to 70%. Because of the characteristics of invasive foxes, they operate mainly at night to find food. In winter, natural food becomes scarce, so they have to move more. New South Wales is the East Coast region where invasive foxes are most active. The use of leg traps has reduced the number of invasive foxes in New South Wales. According to statistics, the number of invasive foxes in New South Wales has decreased from more than 7 million in 2000 to about 1 million in 2023. Reducing fox numbers helps protect livestock, limit damage, and improve livestock productivity. However, when setting traps, you need to know the type of trap you use to avoid traps that compromise your safety. In 2022, a man in New South Wales was attacked in the hand by a trespassing fox while going to handle foxes. The reason is said to be because this man used his bare hands to deal with the fox, violating safety principles when collecting foxes. The incident is advice for people to increase safety awareness and comply with preventive measures when contacting wild animals. Please comment number 1 if you agree with the Australian farmers' practice of controlling invasive foxes by trapping foxes. If you disagree, please comment 0 and share why you do not support this. And remember, there's much more to discover, so stay tuned for future episodes of Dealing with Invasive Foxes. Don't forget to press the channel subscription button. The U.S. must suffer up to $2.5 billion USD in damages caused by invasive wild boars by 2023. Did you know that invasive wild boars are becoming a serious threat to agriculture, the environment, and health? Among the serious impacts is the damage to cornfields. What is the cause of the heavy damage? Texas is home to the largest population of feral pigs in the United States, about 2.6 million. The warm climate and terrain create favorable conditions for wild boars to reproduce and grow. In July 2023, a 60-year-old woman was attacked and seriously injured by a wild boar in her garden in Fort Worth, Texas. This is the danger that wild boar invasion can bring. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), each year about 700 people are attacked by wild boars in the United States. What is worrying is that wild boars can also transmit dangerous bacteria and viruses to humans through bites or scratches. This increases the risk to human health, especially in the Texas area. Wild boars defecate in swamps, polluting water sources and affecting water quality. Causes the pathogen brucellosis transmitted through contact with wild boar secretions. In some cases, brucellosis can lead to more serious complications. The best way to prevent brucellosis is to avoid contact with wild boars and their habitat. If you must come into contact with wild boars, take precautions, such as wearing gloves and a mask. Did you know that wild pigs are the obsession of Texans? A wild boar is an animal with high reproductive capacity. A sow can give birth to 4 to 12 cubs per litter, and they can breed twice a year. This leads to a rapid increase in wild boar numbers, putting pressure on the environment and humans. Invasive feral hogs are a serious problem in Texas. They appear in many different areas of the state, including rural and suburban areas. Wild boars are large, weighing up to 661.38 pounds. This large size helps them better defend themselves against predators. Hunting feral hogs at night is a common tactic used in Texas to control harmful feral hog populations. This requires careful preparation and skill in hunting in low light conditions. However, it is important to remember that hunting is still not one of the best ways to deal with invasive wild boar populations. Other measures need to be put in place to minimize the danger to hunters. In particular, we need to focus on methods that do not cause pain or injury to wild boars. But hunters in Texas choose to hunt wild boar by helicopter. They think this method is the most effective.
Hey, bud.
Before going on the journey to hunt wild boar by helicopter, how many vehicles do hunters usually use to hunt? Texas hunters often use small helicopters, specifically the Robinson R-44. These helicopters have a flexible size, easily moving in jungle terrain and landing in narrow areas. The Robinson R-44 helicopter has 4 seats, including the pilot, a hunter, and 2 support people. Thanks to the high position, hunters can observe large areas, easily detect wild boars, and move in herds. Robinson Helicopter is the manufacturer of the Robinson R-44 helicopter, one of the most popular aircraft used for hunting purposes. Do you know any famous aircraft brands to support during hunting? Please share with the community how to deal with invasive wild boars. According to statistics from the Texas Department of Agriculture, in 2023, Texas farmers caught more than 1 million wild pigs. Reduce the number of wild pigs by 20% compared to 2022. Using helicopters to control wild pigs has helped reduce damage to the environment, agriculture, and human safety. The problem of invasive wild boars remains a major challenge. There have been advances in control, but wild boars continue to reproduce rapidly and invade new areas. In addition, the tool used to conquer wild boars in hunting is called Ruger R556, a semi-automatic tool. This type has high power, long range, and good accuracy, suitable for taking down wild boars from above when hunting by helicopter. This tool is equipped with a viewfinder to help hunters view prey from a high position. Accuracy also depends on the helicopter's flight altitude. On average, hunters aim at an altitude of 50 to 100 feet when hunting by helicopter. To use this tool professionally, the worker will have to take a training course on hunting skills with the tool. Are you a professional hunter in Texas? If yes, please comment number 5. During the tracking process, you saw hunters in Texas who often hunt during the day. Because at night when hunting by helicopter, they will not see the invasive wild boars below ground. At the same time, it will affect the activities of other animals. When you hunt at night by helicopter, it not only affects the animals, but the noise of the helicopter and the noise emitted from hunting equipment will affect the rest of the people in nearby areas. If you find that this is true, please comment number 2. Controlling wild boars is costly for people and the government. In the fight against invasive wild boar populations, the use of helicopters is an effective solution to help control invasive wild boar species. How to help farmers protect their lives. According to information from TPWD, there are currently about 20 private operators licensed to use helicopters to hunt wild pigs in Texas and can use from 1 to 3 helicopters at a time. Please comment number 1 if you agree about the dangers of invasive wild pigs for farmers in the U.S. state of Texas. If you disagree, please comment 0. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. There's a lot more to discover, so stay tuned for our next adventure. Thank you for accompanying the hunters until the end of the video. In the U.S., Texas is one of the areas most affected by the feral camel problem. According to estimates, camels cause about $1 million in damage to vegetation in Texas each year. Camels consume 20 to 30 pounds of plants per day, leading to many serious consequences. Their actions directly affect environmental quality, because vegetation helps purify the air, regulate climate, and retain water. The destruction of vegetation will reduce the environment's ability to absorb CO2, leading to climate change and environmental pollution. In addition, the increase in the number of camels also causes water pollution. The reason is that camels excrete large amounts of feces and urine directly into the water source every day. Their feces and urine can contain many bacteria and pathogens that are harmful to the health of humans and other animals. At the same time, in dry areas, it will cause a lack of drinking water for native species. Due to the large water consumption of about 11 to 13 US gallons per animal. From the above serious damage problems, Americans have used modern technology to control the increasing number of camels. They attached GPS devices to the bodies of about 1 to 3 camels out in the desert so they could find their way back to their herd. Because camels have the habit of moving in herds, it is easier to spot other camels and identify larger numbers. This measure has proven effective, helping people save time and effort in managing invasive camels. At the same time, it also reduces stress on camels and limits the negative impact on the environment. After locating the camel away from the transport area, the Texan had to move there himself. At the same time, due to the increasing number of camels in conservation areas, people have taken extreme measures to control their numbers. They use specialized hunting equipment to effectively take down camels. Thanks to advanced technology, these tools can take down camels at distances of up to 300 feet. To ensure a quick and humane takedown of the camel, the hunter targets important locations such as the camel's head or heart. This not only helps control invasive camel populations, but also minimizes pain and stress for the animals. Do you find the method of using helicopters to move camels to the reserve or using hunting equipment to be effective? Comment 0 if you support both methods. However, please give your own opinion on the actions of the American people in the process of dealing with camels to preserve the ecosystem. Thanks to the effectiveness of using helicopters to assist in handling camels, the number of camels in the state of Texas has decreased by a large amount from 600,000 in 2020 to about 300,000 in 2023. Using helicopters helps save time and money to move to areas with difficult terrain. At the same time, it helps reduce the risk of accidents for pilots when traveling in areas with complex terrain. The camels will then be transported to this 26,000-acre El Paso sanctuary located in West Texas and suitable for camel processing. What do you think about using this method? Comment 0 if you agree with this method of the farmer. Besides, the requirements for hunting with tools have many regulations. Hunters must have enough experience with the behavioral characteristics of camels. Camels often move in herds and are capable of running fast, making them difficult to approach and take down. They also have the ability to protect themselves by kicking and biting when they feel threatened, so hunters need to observe and deal with them from afar. To ensure safety and efficiency, people involved in handling camels must be over 18 years old and comply with the law. In Texas, the law allows the use of legal hunting equipment from September to February of the following year, and in certain areas to control invasive camel populations without violating conservation regulations animal. The use of hunting equipment helped hunters bring down the heaviest camel weighing 1.3 pounds. Dealing with camels from remote locations in the desert requires the hunter to equip a scope on the gun to observe and aim accurately. The scope allows hunters to clearly observe the camel's details from a distance.
Where are you going?
Thanks to the scope, accuracy when aiming at camels increases to 70%, helping hunters effectively take down camels even at great distances. In desert environments, factors such as dust, bright light, and long distances can reduce the ability to see with the naked eye, making it difficult to accurately identify targets. Scopes overcome these limitations by providing clear, magnified images, making it easier for hunters to track and shoot camels without confusing them with other animals. If you find this combination effective in dealing with and controlling wild animals, please comment number 2. Besides, combining propaganda with people is very important in raising awareness about camels. People need to be educated about how to deal with camels and environmental protection measures.
Camels at ribbon.
Yep.
Okay, I'll tell
If a large number of camels are detected, people should immediately notify the authorities for timely support and handling, avoiding arbitrarily taking actions that endanger themselves and animals. Through coordination between authorities and people, management and control of invasive camels will become more effective and sustainable. Would you favor the helicopter method or the hunting equipment method? If you have new measures on how to deal with camels, please share them below in the comments to help Texans control the increasing camel population.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.
Millions of invasive species are destroyed by hunters each year. At night, security in the city and the agricultural economy of the American people were seriously damaged. Why have these invasive species become so dangerous? Firearms are considered the first line of defense against these invasive species. How Americans use guns. Let's watch the video. At night, when all human activities have stopped, giant invaders, wild boars, appear. They invaded rice fields about to be harvested. They destroyed the largest source of income for American farmers, leaving large gaps everywhere. They gnaw on each rice plant continuously for many hours until their stomachs are full. After enjoying victory in the rice fields, these wild boars invaded the chestnut garden. Hundreds of pounds of chestnuts were scattered on the ground, leaving large footprints everywhere.